Welcome to Hyperschool. Before you become anything, you are rain. And rain is what happens when life moves, but you do not. Welcome to Hyperschool Transmission T000, Level 0. Known as rain is the natural and original state of all humans. There are no exceptions. Rain is consciousness without authorship. The game of life, light, and love experienced without deliberate navigation, intention, or chosen direction. It is not failure, deficiency, or error. It is the power, force, and energy of origin, of our natural state. Rain moves through the world guided by impulse, conditioning, desire, avoidance, and habit. It is whole and complete as it is, yet not yet self-directed. Rain is sacred. RAIN stands for random and in neutral. This term reflects a state in which actions, desires, reactions, and outcomes arise without conscious alignment, intentional authorship, or self-directed purpose. Rain is motion without intention. What is the nature of rain? Rain is numerous beyond counting, unpredictable in movement, both constructive and destructive, essential for renewal, unaware of its own influence. Rain falls on all things equally without care or prejudice. It restores land, erodes stone, nourishes growth, and floods valleys, not through intent, but through presence and raw nature. Rain has momentum but no mission. The characteristics. Those in the state of rain may seek comfort, pleasure, or relief, chase what changes, follow the crowd and what is popular, avoid what reveals pain, react rather than choose, and participate in life, again, without authorship. This is not moral judgment or questioning principles. This is descriptive truth. The defining condition of rain is ignorance, meaning unexamined participation in reality. Rain alignment. Rain embodies the universal conditions of existence. Number 1, impermanence. All things change. Number 2, suffering. Attachment to what cannot hold. And number 3, not self. Action driven by conditioning rather than authorship. These are not flaws. They are the soil from which awakening emerges. And that awakening in Hyperschool, put simply, is rain is 4 principles. 1, complete, a full human being, not lacking value or worth. Number 2, original, the unedited self, before refinement and responsibility. Number 3, natural, guided by instinct, appetite, comfort, and survival. And the 4th, sacred, because life itself is sacred, even before it is disciplined. What is the role in HyperWorld? Rain is not separate from HyperWorld. Rain nourishes, sustains, and expands it. Without rain, there is no contrast, no renewal, no emergence, and no choice. Rain keeps the world alive, dynamic, and, of course, meaningful. There are dangers of rain. Rain is not evil, but rain is vulnerable because rain can become addiction, chaos, victimhood, escapism, and self-deception. Rain produces risk patterns and waste. Because rain moves without intention, it can drift into escapism, distraction, addiction, resentment, comfort worship, imitation of the crowd. This is not corruption. This is the natural outcome of unchosen directions. Waste and the law of cleanup. Where there is movement without authorship, waste is created. Waste is any residue of unaligned living, neglected responsibilities, broken trust, unprocessed emotion, expectations, wasted time and energy, pollution of thought, body, or environment, habits that drain life instead of build it. Waste is not punishment. Waste is feedback. Rain produces waste unconsciously. Players manage waste deliberately. The function of waste is correction. to clean what no longer serves, to restore efficiency, to reduce drag, to create room for growth, to return the system toward balance. This is the first hidden law of responsibility. All chosen motion creates waste. All waste must eventually be cleaned. It is not the responsibility of a citizen to alter, contain, convert, or break Rain. Rain does not require fixing. Rain transforms only when it chooses to rise. Compassion, memory, and evidence are required of all citizens, for every citizen was once Rain. There are graduation conditions. Transition from Rain occurs only when an individual sees reality as it is, begins to act with intention, chooses direction over reaction, experiences joy through alignment rather than escape. This transition cannot be forced, sold, preached, or imposed. It is recognized, not granted. The elemental threshold and emergence markers are when Rain begins to lift, when 4 qualities awaken. The first, awareness, seeing clearly. The second, choice, acting intentionally. The third, responsibility, owning consequence. And the fourth, joy, moving with life, light, and love. At this moment, the quest begins pursuing novelty, quality, and identity. Now, the achievement unlocked. Rain is not beneath the quest. Rain is before it. To forget Rain is to lose compassion. To honor Rain is to preserve humanity. All paths begin in Rain, and the moment you decide, Rain becomes a player. Because once Rain becomes a player, time is no longer a clock or calendar. Time becomes a field you can enter on purpose. Now the Sandman speaks of the reign of Rain. Before you wore a name with pride, before you chose which way to stride, before you learned to steer your flame, you fell like rain without a claim. No map, no mission, no command, just drifting tides across the land. Not wrong, not weak, not meant to fail, just windless sails on open gales. You chased the comfort, fled the ache, you moved with hunger half awake. You followed noise, you feared the still, you bent to habit's hidden will. Yet Rain is sacred, Rain is true. It falls on me, it falls on you. It cleans, it floods, it feeds the seed. It gives the world what worlds will need. But heed this law, the wise all know, where motion lacks a chosen flow. There forms a waste, a drag, a cost, a life half lived, a self half lost. And still, no citizen condemns the rain, for every soul has worn that chain. Compassion lives where memory stays, and mercy walks through clouded days. Then one day, quiet as a breath, you see the truth beneath the depth. You choose, you aim, you take your part, and Rain becomes a player's heart. For once you wake, the clocks unwind, and time becomes a living mind. No longer number, page, or frame, but a field you enter when you claim. And now the next truth comes to light. Time has 3 modes. Prepare your sight.